Down to the time when Herodotus was king, they told me there was in Egypt nothing but orderly rule, and Egypt prospered greatly. But after him, Cheops became king over them and brought them to every kind of evil, for he shut up all the temples, and having first kept them from sacrifices there, he then bade all the Egyptians work for him. So some were appointed to draw stones from the stone quarries in the Arabian mountains to the Nile, and others he ordered to receive the stones after they had been carried over the river in boats, and to draw them to those which are called the Libyan mountains, and they worked by 100,000 men at a time. For each 3 months continually of this oppression, there passed 10 years while the causeway was made by which they drew the stones, which causeway they built, and it is a workout not much less, as it appears to me, than the pyramid, for the length of it is 5 furlongs, and the breadth 10 fathoms, and the height where it is highest 8 fathoms. And it is made of stone, smoothed and with figures carved upon it. For this, they said, the 10 years were spent, and for the underground chambers on the hill upon which the pyramids stand, which he caused to be made as sepulchre chambers for himself in an island, having conducted thither a channel from the Nile for the making of the pyramid itself. And the pyramid is square, and for it was passed a period of 20 years to be built, each side measuring 800 feet, and the height of it is the same. It is built of stone, but smoothed and fitted together in the most perfect manner, not one of the stones being less than 30 feet in length. This pyramid was made after the manner of steps, which some call rows, and others bases, and when they had first made it thus, they raised the remaining stones with machines, made of short pieces of timber, raising them first from the ground to the first stage of the steps. And when the stone got up to this, it was placed upon another machine standing on the first stage. And so from this, it was drawn to the second upon another machine. For as many as were the courses of the steps, so many machines there were also. Or perhaps they transferred one and the same machine, made so as easily to be carried to each stage successfully, in order that they might take up the stones, for let it be told in both ways, according as it is reported, however that may be, the highest parts of it were finished first, and afterwards they proceeded to finish that which came next to them. And lastly, they finished the parts of it near the ground and the lowest ranges. On the pyramid it is declared in Egyptian writing how much was spent on radishes and onions and leeks for the workmen. And if I rightly remember that which the interpreter said in reading to me this inscription, a sum of 1,600 talents of silver was spent. And if this is so, how much besides is likely to have been expended upon the iron with which they worked, and upon bread and clothing for the workmen, seeing that they were building the works of the time which has been mentioned, and were occupied for no small time besides, as I suppose, in the cutting and bringing of the stones, and in working at the excavation under the ground. Cheops moreover came, and they said to such a pitch of wickedness that, being in want of money, he caused his own daughter to sit in the stews, and ordered her to obtain from those who come at a certain amount of money. Oh my God! How much it was they did not tell me. And she not only obtained the sum appointed by her father, but also she formed a design for herself privately to leave behind for a memorial, and she requested each man who came in to her to give her 1 stone upon her building. And of these stones they told me the pyramid was still built, which stands in front of the Great Pyramid in the middle of the 3, each side being the 150 feet in length.